Well, hi everybody, it's Kim, and there's John back there in his bathrobe folding laundry like a man. Hey, so I know it's been a while, but there's something that's really bugging me, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about it. Modern women, I mean, holy hell. So the young kids of today, the young women, I would say nowadays up into the kids are already up into their 40s. To me, they're kids because I'm 61. But they think of us, like my own children think that I'm ridiculous because I'm old fashioned. I have ridiculous, stupid ideas, and I don't know anything. You know, when I was young, I remember that we were taught to respect our elders because they'd been on this planet a lot longer and they lived through stuff and they had wisdom and they knew some stuff, right? That we don't know. But I really believe now that the kids have been brainwashed. Don't you think, Daddy?
I do.
Yeah.
And they tried to do it to us too. I mean, they did to a certain extent.
Well, I think, honestly, it started like in the 60s.
Yeah.
Because I was born in the 60s, but when I was a kid in elementary school, I remember it as far back as, not elementary school, but junior high school. So that was in the late 70s. I graduated high school in 82. But I remember people telling us as girls that we could be anything we wanted to, that we could do any man's job. There's shouldn't be men's jobs and women's jobs because a woman can do anything a man could do. We're just as strong and capable. We don't need a man to be happy. Just all kinds of crap. And when I was young, I believed that to my own detriment. And I think that people today still believe that. And it's harmful. It's harmful to men. It's harmful to women. You know, this new modern society hates men. I mean, and they blame men because, yeah, and I used to be guilty of this too. I would work all day and then have to clean the house and stuff. And my husband would clean the house, right, Daddy? But he wouldn't do things like, really clean the bathroom, right? Scrub the toilet and the floors and the tubs and all that stuff. I always said he must think the bathroom fairies are doing it, right?
I did. I thought they did. But I never find them either.
Well, the truth is that men just don't see that stuff. Women are good at staying home and taking care of children and keeping the house nice because that's what we see. We're good at that, right? Men are better at going out and making a living because that's what they do. They're not distracted by the house and the kids and all that stuff. Whether that's good or bad, well, actually it is good because, all these years later, I thought, oh, well, I can do it myself. I can make a living. It's okay. And I do. I make a good living, but I wish I didn't have to, and it's a disservice to men because men were brought up, and my husband's older than me, but men were brought up through the 60s and 70s and 80s and still today, knowing that women want to be independent, want to have their own job. It's horrible if they're the man of the house, they call it toxic masculinity and all this bullshit now. And there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong. Society, we've gone all kinds of bad ways. Like, we used to be a high trust society with good families and good children, and everybody took care of each other, and we are now a low trust society, and it's awful. So I literally have been wanting to talk about this. I asked Grok, so I use Grok AI, and I asked Grok the other day to give me some examples or some reasons why, about the big lie. They talk about the big lie. They always say, oh, Trump was pushing the big lie that he didn't get elected and all this crap, which you believe what you want to believe. I know what happened with us during that election. I 100% believe that it was a ripoff. I really do. So be that as it may, the actual big lie is that men and women are identical. That men and women are interchangeable for any job. A woman can do anything a man can do. Bullshit. Just as like a man cannot do everything a woman can do. And I also believe it's mental disease, and we brought it on ourselves, that women think they can become men, and men think they can become women. So, well, it's not only not going to happen. If you can cut off your dick, you're just a man who cut off his dick. That doesn't make you a woman. You can put on lipstick and a wig or grow your hair out, whatever. It don't make you a woman. So, anyway. Uh-oh, where's my Grok? Let me tell you what Grok gave me. I'm going to have to put on some glasses because I'm blind. But anyway, okay, I asked for 10 reasons. What did I actually ask for? Let's see. Okay, I asked Grok for 10 reasons why women have been harmed by the belief that they can do everything a man can do. Okay, so got my ugly old reading glasses, and I'm going to put them on. Okay, and then Grok even said that they could expound on this, and they did. So let me read the expanded version. Grok has explained 10 reasons why the belief that women can do everything a man can do sometimes harms women, incorporating relevant insights from recent studies and posts on X where applicable. Each point is grounded in evidence or reasoning that considers biological, physical, and social factors, while maintaining a concise yet comprehensive explanation. I've included citations for studies and ex posts where they directly support the points, ensuring a critical examination of the data without accepting narratives at face value. Okay, so 1. Physical overexertion leading to injury. Women, on average, have 20 to 40% less muscle mass and lower bone density than men due to differences in testosterone, skeletal structure. Expecting women to perform identical physical tasks like heavy lifting in construction or military roles can increase injury risks. A 2015 study noted higher stress fractures among women in military training, with female Marines experiencing up to 20% more injuries than males in combat roles due to biomechanical differences. Ex posts also highlight women experiencing long-term musculoskeletal issues from such roles. And especially as we age, we tell women they don't need a man. Well, who's going to mow your damn lawn? Yeah, you can do it, but it's going to take us way longer. We don't enjoy it as much, and it's harder for us. And as you get older, you don't get stronger. You get weaker. because I used to be way stronger and I did a lot more stuff myself. Now, if I didn't have this guy around the house, I couldn't do much.
Who's going to go pick up that apple tree that got hit by lightning tomorrow?
Yes.
Me.
That's
Not
right.
you.
Not me. We had a bad storm today and lightning struck our apple tree and just blew it out of the ground.
Yeah.
So there's that. It's
Like
really
a man's
bad.
job.
And even though he is a lot older than me, and we're both older now, he's still way stronger than me. You know, and he's not a big guy. He's a small guy, but he's still a man, and he's way stronger than me. Oh, it's hanging out of the bottom.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. Ignoring reproductive realities. The belief overlooks women's unique reproductive biology, such as pregnancy or menstrual cycles, which can temporarily affect physical or mental performance. For example, hormonal fluctuations during menstruation can impact pain sensitivity and energy levels, yet workplace policies may not accommodate these differences, leading to stress or reduced productivity. This can pressure women to push through at the expense of their health. And on the opposite side of that, if we make changes to accommodate women in the workplace, which I'm sure a lot of people would push for, that would sacrifice the workplace. Wouldn't get anything done, you know? And it's a fact. You know, I remember when I was young, I had very painful periods. And there was a doctor or two when I was younger that, you know, they acted like it was all in my head, right? Because they don't feel it. They don't understand that does cause pain for us. And yeah, hormone fluctuations and stuff. We all know how pissed off it can make you, how sad it can make you, how miserable you can feel during that time. And we don't need that. Like Biden made it a thing for maternity flight suits. Are you freaking kidding me? Do you really want a hormonal pregnant woman flying a multi-billion-dollar jet? I don't think so. Anyway. Number 3. Okay, let's see. Pressure to suppress femininity. Expectations to match male performance often valorizes collaboration. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Often valorizes masculine traits like competitiveness and stoicism, sidelining feminine strengths like empathy or collaboration. A 2017 study on brain differences suggests women may naturally excel in social and emotional tasks, yet societal pressure to emulate male behaviors can erode confidence in these strengths, leading to identity conflicts. Like, you think? All right, so we all know women who try to act very masculine. I've been guilty of that. When I was younger, I'd be very forceful and very, you know, I would act more manly because I thought that's what I needed to do to get my point across. And I'd suppress that need to be more feminine and empathetic and all of that stuff because, well, that was weakness, right? But that's actually, femininity is a strength. Empathy is a strength. It's a superpower. We can, as women, we wield way more power than we think we do. And we do it without trying to act like men. That's men's world. And they need to keep that. They need to take it back and own it. And these women that go around trying to act like men and sleep with everybody and you know, it's so disgusting. It's so dysfunctional. And nowadays they just want men for what they can get out of them and then move on to the next. Everybody's looking for that perfect man. Well, when you find me the perfect woman, you might find the perfect man, but I haven't yet seen the perfect woman. So everybody's got to deal with some kind of bullshit. We just do, you know. And in order to be happy in life, you got to learn to accept the shortcomings as well as the positive traits, because you might find someone who's going to earn a ton of money, has great looks, 6 feet tall, muscular, and he might be a dumbass or a jerk or mean or whatever, or just, you know, spend money like water or something. I don't know. There's always going to be something, right? All right, moving on. Number 4, career life balance strain. Women often bear disappropriate domestic responsibilities, with studies showing they spend 2 to 3 more hours on childcare and household tasks than men. The do everything narrative can guilt women into pursuing high intensity careers while managing these duties, leading to burnout. A 2022 study found women report poor physical functioning, partly due to higher exposure to stressors like lack of leisure time. John and I were just talking about this yesterday. You know, they have engineered women into the workplace. You know, women used to be the moms and the housewives. We took care of the things that were natural to take care of, like the house, the family, making sure dinner's on and doing the grocery shopping and all of that stuff, making our house a home, right? Then we got convinced we had to get a job. Then the economy forced us into getting a job. So in order to be, to have enough to get through life, everybody has to work, right? So then I had a full-time job, and I had to clean the house, take care of the kids, cook the meals. And it's not that he didn't help. Where are you at, John?
Right here.
You've always helped out at home, right?
Yes.
But what happens when you do it?
I don't do a good job.
That's right, you don't. Why?
Because I'm a man.
Because you're a man and you don't see it. He does what he thinks needs to be done.
Yeah.
You know.
Every man does thinks what he needs, what he thinks it should be done, and it's not the right way to do it.
We have a daughter that bitches and complains that her husband doesn't help out around the house, that he plays video games all the time. That's what men do nowadays, right? We don't even really have men anymore. Most of the young guys are just little boys in big bodies. Mentally, right? But she doesn't tell him what he needs to do. And I said, well, if you don't tell him that you need him to do it, he's not going to do it, because they don't see that, right? They don't get it. And she said, but I don't want it. He should just know. He should just know that. John, do you just know stuff?
No.
Are you sure? Like, if I just sit here and think hard enough that you're going to do something, you think you're going to tune in and get it?
Yes. You and I can read your mind. And you can read your mind. Pretty much.
Oh.
Oh, never mind. That's not true.
It's not true. Because how many times do I come out and say, okay, like this is a classic one. We got sandwich meat, roast beef in a pack. I got it out of the refrigerator to make lunch today. And he takes the thing and he had cut the whole top off, even though it has one of those lift tops that you just, pull it up and you can reseal it. But no, he cuts the whole top off and puts it in a plastic bag because he's a dude and dudes don't get it. But whatever. Okay. Anyway, so the pressure to have to do everything because you think you're not getting, we got help. He helped. He did a lot of stuff. But it wasn't, in his mind, he was doing everything he needed to do. Just like most men, they do what they see and then what they know. They don't see those little things that we think that they should see. And then we get mad because we thought that they should just see it and do it, and they didn't do it. So then that makes us really angry. We get our feelings hurt. And that's because we were engineered to be in the workplace when we should be home. Anyway, moving on. Number 5, mental health toll. The pressure to perform identically to men without acknowledging differences in emotional processing can exacerbate mental health issues. Women are twice as likely to report stress-related disorders, partly due to societal expectations to excel in multiple domains. Ex post reflects sentiments that women crumble under extreme stress when pushed to match male resilience, highlighting perceived mental strain. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. So I get stressed out. I have a high stress job. And then when I got to get off of work and make dinner, and it's not that he won't do it, but if I want something other than hot dogs or whatever, then guess what? I got to cook it. So, and I try to do things now. Now it's a little different because I understand more that he just doesn't think like that because we're different. He's male, I'm female. I think differently. So I set him up for success by figuring out what we're going to do for the week and making things as easy as possible, right? So he can cook steaks on the griddle. That's very easy for him. And they come out good. And he can slice some tomatoes with that or whatever, we can have a little salad. That's easy. So I set things up like that for him to do during the week while I'm working. But if I just expected him to do it without giving him the tools that he needs and giving him direction, he wouldn't do it. And I wouldn't blame him for not doing it because, although I used to blame him because, like all the other women, I believed all that crap. Anyway, moving on. Under-evaluating unique strengths. Women's strengths, like higher emotional intelligence or multitasking, are often undervalued when male performance is benchmarked. A 2016 study found women's exercise motives, weight loss, differ from men's enjoyment, suggesting tailored approaches could better leverage women's strengths, yet universal expectations may ignore these nuances. I'll tell you what, men cannot multitask. It comes second nature to us. We do it all the time. We can multitask. We can, we start going, well, after you do that, then do this. And then when you're done with that one, do X, Y, Z, down the road. And they just look at you like, but I'm doing this. I can't do everything. I'm not asking you to do everything once. I'm just giving you this. They can't handle it, right? You can't multitask, can you?
No, I can only do one thing at a time. I have a hard time doing that.
And that's a very male attribute. They can't multitask, but women can. So we don't understand that they don't understand what we're telling them to do. Like, do this, do that, do that, do that, and you can get it all done. You'll be done. They don't get that. So we got to give them some grace about that, because, it's not that they're trying to be jerks. They can't do it. And they can't do what we do. All right. Number 7 is Boy, I can't read tonight. Risk in high stakes roles. Physically demanding roles like firefighting, men's greater strength, example, 44% stronger grip strength, and speed give them an edge, as shown in a 2006 study. Pushing women to meet identical standards can lead to higher failure rates or injuries, as seen in Marine Corps studies where only 8% of the infantry roles were projected to be filled by women by 2030, even with optimistic training scenarios. If someone in my family, my husband, some male relative or whatever was in the military, and someone else in their platoon, troop, whatever they call it, was a female fighting with them, I would be really nervous. Not that the woman wouldn't be willing to do her job, but if my man got hurt, she ain't gonna be able to help him. She ain't gonna be able to get him out of there. And then if a man is fighting next to a woman, he's going to be trying to protect her from the enemy. So I don't think women should be in the military. And they damn sure shouldn't be firefighters. You saw those women in California. Yeah, they were big old lesbian bitches, but they said, well, one was asked by a woman, well, what if my husband needed to be carried out of a fire? And she said, well, my response was, if your husband needed to be carried out of the fire, he got himself in the wrong spot. Well, shit happens. If you can't carry a man out of a burning building, then you better not be a firefighter. Sorry. And yet they want to belittle the men who are. And especially if they're white men, because then they're terrorists, right? Oh my God, it's asinine. Economic disadvantages in male-dominated fields. Women in fields like tech or construction face systemic barriers, including harassment or biases, which the do-everything belief doesn't address. A 2022 study noted women's lower participation in vigorous physical activities, partly due to less access to supportive environments, can translate to professional settings. This can lead to economic penalties and career stagnation. I think it kind of depends on what type of job you're looking at. I think women actually are treated very fairly in the workplace, but I don't think women should be, like, let me put it another way. Not that I don't think women should be allowed to do certain jobs. I think the standards to achieve that job should be what they are. And if you can meet those standards, fine. Absolutely. I don't care. I don't care if you're male, female, or whatever you are. If you cannot meet those standards should not then be lowered to try to get more women in there, right? And the same goes for racial differences, whatever it may be. I don't care. It should be, the test is the test, and you either pass it or you don't. And if you don't pass it, then you work till you do, right? If you can pass it, then fine. All right. Erosion of support systems is number 9. The assumption that women need no special accommodations reduces support for policies like maternity leave or flexible hours. A 2022 study highlighted how women's higher exposure to pain and lower physical functioning isn't adequately addressed in policy. increasing disability risk. The lack of support can hinder long-term health and career outcomes. Because we are not made for certain things. We are made for we can handle different types of stress than men can. By far. We're very, very good at handling specific types of stress. Physical stresses from, manual labor or certain types of business stress, high stress jobs and stuff. We're not made for that, We're just not. So yeah, it's a problem. All right, last one. Unrealistic social expectations. The belief fuels a culture where women must excel in all areas, career, family, appearance, without acknowledging trade-offs. A 2019 Lancet study noted women's lower physical activity levels due to time constraints from domestic roles. Yet societal pressure to do it all can lead to exhaustion or feeling of failure when priorities conflict. Experts echo this, suggesting women face societal brainwashing to match men's capabilities, leading to unrealistic standards. And again, we have been brainwashed to believe that we can do anything and everything a man can do. And we can't. John?
Yeah.
Will you turn on the lights? It's getting really dark in here and my video is suffering. That's better. Yeah. It was getting really bad. Anyway, women and men are different. There's no two ways around it. Women cannot do the same things that men can do, just like men cannot do the same things that women can do. Women can make a house a home. Women can keep a beautiful home and keep it clean and manage the children and cook the dinner and make it taste good. And, we do all the crafty things, and we have a lot of abilities and skills that men do not have. And society has taken a very, very bad turn. And I think it's time that we take back our femininity as women. It's time to help the young girls know that, what's this thing right now with people? Oh my God, it just drives me crazy. I think that stems from all this being manly. Women don't dress nice anymore. They don't do their hair. They either wear no makeup or way too much makeup. And they treat men like garbage and expect men to do everything for them. All women want the perfect man. They think they deserve it. And all these women today, even if they're ugly as mud on a stick, they think they're a 10. But you're not. And it's time we all get a grip on reality, I think. Anyway, if you think that women have gone in a really bad direction, let me know. Give me your thoughts in the chat. I would appreciate it. I think this is a conversation that we need to have. And I think that us older women need to start having this conversation with the young girls. Because they don't have any respect for older people. They think that we're stupid and that we just don't know. We're not with the modern times. Well, yeah, we are. But the modern times are wrong. And what their thoughts are on modern women is just wrong. I mean, men and women are different. And it's time we got back to that. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this interesting. I know that it's something that's been bothering me for a long time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys soon. I'm starting a new adventure of making hats. Because, yeah, I like hats. They're pretty cool. And I've gotten into a lot of retro. We've been watching a lot of movies from the 30s and the 40s. And I've really been enjoying the hats and stuff. And the way people used to dress so nicely all the time. Anyway, all right. Again, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.